Alrighty, what is going on, everybody? My name is Blitzwinger and welcome back to another character showcase for LEGO City Undercover. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 35, yes you heard me correctly, 35 residents of LEGO City. Of course, this is just kind of the civilians, etc. of LEGO City, not so much service workers or anything like that we looked in the past, just kind of personalities within LEGO City. We kick things off with our hero, Chase McCain. We follow that up with something that is very difficult to follow after this, and that is the trouserless Barry. Now, by the way, this is of course the fella that in the game teaches you how to fight kung fu and all these cool little martial arts styles, which is pretty awesome. But I don't know why his underwear looks weird because of the legs getting cut off at certain points. It looks kind of awkward. So, what do you guys think? Next up, we've got Samson Crow, or maybe it's Craw, I'm not really sure, because that A looks like an O, and that O looks like an A, it's hard to decide. Alright, I might mess this one up. This is George Fartarbensonbury. Fartarbensonbury. That is one of the longest and most complicated last names I have ever heard in my entire life. Next up, we've got someone who looks like a, I don't know, a bully character from an 80s comedy flick, and that is Kevin Jacobs. Chris Wyatt looks kind of like, I don't know, maybe a businessman or a gangster that hangs out with some of the bad guys of LEGO City, which is pretty gosh darn cool. Now, of course, guys, don't forget to let me know which is your favorite minifigures out of the ones that we're going to be taking a look at this time. We've got Mike Northeast. I wonder if he has a cousin or a brother whose name is Mike Southwest or something like that. That would have been pretty gosh darn cool, but his hat is kind of ridiculous looking. We've got Ross Wilding as our next character here, and I'm wondering why is it that his idle animation, by the way, you might notice that a lot of the characters don't have idle animations in this category, but his right here with the camera, I wonder why they didn't give this one to the press photographer minifigure that we looked at in the past, as well as the paparazzo. It would have made perfect sense. You give them a camera so that they could do something with it. It's kind of weird to me. Now, please don't hate me for this one, but I don't know why this minifigure reminds me of Chuck Norris. This is Louis Mitchell, but of course Chuck Norris would probably never wear a shirt like that, but nonetheless, I mean, it just looks kind of like Chuck Norris-ish. Is it just me? I don't know. Maybe it is just me. Looks like he's about to run away and beat me up. Uh-oh, I better run! Next up, the longest of the idle animations available in this particular category, and that is, of course, Natalia Kowalski. Finally, we get to look at Natalia. She is within the residence category, and she's got this really cool animation here, so I'm just going to let you guys enjoy it. It's pretty gosh darn hilarious, and it looks like she uses by the way, if you were going to give me a shot with anything that large, I am going to run for my life, but she gets to play around with it a little too long. Next up, we've got a karate champ. I'm a karate champ. Oh yeah, look at those muscles. It seems like he's got a little too many muscles in the back there. But nonetheless, he looks rough and scruff. Rough and scruff? Did I really just say that? Next up, we've got Violet the Berg, or the Berge, something like that. It's probably very French or something along those lines, but I don't remember meeting this character, so a little weird. One of my personal favorite names in the entire game, and that is Dave something. It seems like they either ran out of ideas, or they were just literally like, okay, what's his last name? Just something. Oh yeah, let's just make it something. The most original name, speaking of original names, Beach Dude. Yeah, what's your name? Beach Dude. No, seriously, dude, what's your name? Well, yeah, my name is Beach, and my last name is Dude. Yeah, Beach Dude. And he wears the same shirt as Chuck Norris. Next up, we've got a character that looks a lot like the flight attendant minifigure, and that is Sarah Harner. Next up, we've got Alexander Greenwood, who's got a very, very original top on. Not something that we've seen repeated very often, or I don't think I've ever seen it repeated, so that's at least unique. Very cool. Next up, we've got Deborah Graham, who looks a lot like Ellie, who is basically kind of your Oracle. What Oracle is to Batman, Ellie is to you in the game, so that's pretty cool. Kind of your assistant, I guess, that contacts you with information and such. Next up, we've got Louise Andrew, who seems like she's wearing a purse in front of her. I don't know what's going on the front of her shirt, but it's kind of a little weird looking in my opinion. Next up, we've got Natalia in her disguised ninja outfit. Of course, this was one of the first moments that happens in the game where you're chasing this ninja and you don't know what the heck this ninja wants. And then once you catch up to it, you realize that it is actually Natalia who was trying to save her father. Speaking of Natalia's father, we've got Henryk Kowalski right here, who of course, aka Einstein looking dude, and it's pretty gosh darn obvious that that's what they were going off of, but there's Henryk. I would have loved if he had some really cool idle animation, but unfortunately, nothing there, which is kinda sucky. Now, next up, we've got Hugh Hunter. I guess this is supposed to be Hugh Hefner, when he was like 100 years younger, or I don't even know how old that dude is by now, but there we go. Hugh Hunter looks like a dude who likes to club. Next up, we've got a pilot looking dude, Mr. Conrad Peters, looking pretty gosh darn cool. Next up, we've got Luke Cashmore, who I assume would work in a bank. I mean, come on, Cashmore, that would be a perfect job to be in a banking or something financial, in the financial industry, so to speak. Come on, your last name is Cashmore. It's got to be something related with cash, right? We've got Chris Perry next, who's kind of looking a weird looking character. I don't know what it is about this character, but for some reason he just looks a little awkward. Maybe it's the gray hair or something. Next up, we've got Mr. Greening His Teeth himself, Stephen Rhodes. Next, we've got Sam Pan, who's got a pretty gosh darn awesome shirt, and I guess he would be related to Sean Pan in some way, shape, or form. He's his long-lost minifigure brother. Next up, we've got Barry Smith. Now, by the way, this time around, when I was looking at this character, we've seen him, of course, being trouserless before, but why does he have a wrench in his top right pocket? Like, that's... Who carries a wrench just around? That's a little weird, especially when you're like a martial art master. Who does that? Next up, we've got Karate Guy. We've seen the Karate Champ, so I guess we need a Karate Guy. I guess the Karate Guy practices a lot and then becomes a Karate Champion. Next up, we've got Rudolph Pinola, who is probably one of the most ludicrous looking characters in the entire game. I mean, just a bright pink outfit with a bright red cape, and he's got like this kind of weird looking comb over. Just a very bizarre looking character who owns a couple of hotels in the game, so that's his personality and his characteristic. Very cool looking character indeed. We've got a street racer next, who I think was an extra in the brand new Fast 6 and Fast 5 as well, so that's pretty cool. I'm just joking, by the way. We've got Joe Chalkelly, or Chalkley, or Chalkalel, or Chakale, something like that. I don't know how to pronounce it, okay? Sorry, I apologize. Please don't hurt me. And the unpronounceable names continue, or at least to me. Briny Muska, or maybe it's Briny Muska, or maybe it's even Brownie Muska, something like that. I apologize. I'm trying my best. Becky Ballantyne, who looks like a character, I don't know why. There's certain minifigures that I look at and I think of things. This looks like a character from like an 80s comedy flick to me as well. I don't know, just kind of the name and just the way that she's dressed kind of reminds me of that. I don't know why. And finally, to round out the list, a very, very cool t-shirt, which I guess it would be the equivalent of me wearing a Chris Hadfield shirt or something like that. I guess, or another famous astronaut or someone like that, which would be pretty gosh darn cool. But that being said, guys, there's the list. I hope you guys enjoyed this showcase. If you did, of course, click that like button, share the video with your family and friends, favorite the video, and of course, subscribe to not miss out on all the other content that's going up on the Blitzwinger channel. Of course, don't forget to let me know in the comment section below which was your favorite minifigure out of all the ones that we took a look at today. Alrighty, guys, I'll catch you guys next time. Have a great day.